Saturday morning. I might have to change spots because it's not windy, but that room. I haven't done much filming this week. I have slowed down because the Reddit stuff still. Like I said, I've created new accounts, two of them. I do have a third one which I haven't touched yet, but which I should do tonight or soon. Just work on it. But but the two that I've got to very slowly build up. Both of them are about a couple of weeks old, and so I'm thinking about got to do a calm thing too about it sooner or later. But this week I kind of focused on trying to write non-fiction, like essays or social criticism and stuff of that nature. Practice not long form but very short term writing with it, but just because I wanted to slow down on the filming part to build up these Reddit accounts. But I did 3, but in terms of this week, other than the writing, I did 3 AA meetings this week. One on Tuesday, one on Thursday, and one last night. This weekend I probably won't do anything, but and tomorrow afternoon I'll have another look at it, at my weekly schedule to see if I'll probably do the Thursday night one again, but who knows? I've had my 3 coffees. I've had 3 coffees this morning too. I feel very monotone at the moment. I just want this day to be over. Worry about the day, go home afterwards. But fucking hell. I don't know if I said it before, but the work's been wanting to change my roster around again. So currently at the cafe, sorry. So currently I'm working Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And Saturdays and Sundays I've been working on the floor, which I don't mind, but it's very different from the kitchen. But they're having issues with a couple of the kitchen staff, so they want me to put me on Fridays instead of the Thursdays, and the weekend they want me in the kitchen. So, and I thought it started this week, so it shot. So I stayed at home on Thursday and then work called me rise. It's for next week it starts, but other than that, the breakup, it's a lot more cleared up. Like, like it's from the start, I've always been like somewhat, despite it being a breakup, like overwhelmingly somewhat okay about it. I'm still not happy the way she left, but, other than that, besides that, I'm actually alright with it, more at peace with it. But like I said, I hope the experience plays a good influence on her than not. I still haven't, as I said, sorry, but, that's what I should say. With our mutual friend between me and her, I spoke to him pretty rudely. I don't regret what I said to him, but I regret doing it in anger. I still haven't apologised for doing it in anger, but I went to do it, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, but then I deleted the messages and stuff and just went, fuck. It did kind of like refresh the emotions for me. So from time to time I got to reaffirm, like I got to go up to Ettalong. I'll be going up to Ettalong sometime. It's actually a really good area. Like if you've got an opportunity to go to Warrior, Umina, Wind. So the wind was, I thought wind was coming. Well, anyways, but I'd rather do it when I'm not, um, fuck. Okay, that wind is, but I'd rather do it when the emotions aren't as fucked up, sort of thing. So if that makes sense. So I don't want to go all the way there and just kind of get there and like fuck this shit and go. But it's going to be a majority of the day type thing. But like it's easy to get to and all that, but it's just fucking long. So the wind's not that bad today, but let's have a cigarette, some coffee. It's clearly the next day, but so it's this upcoming week that my roster's going to change a bit, but at least I get 4 days off in a row from the cafe. Which is something I would rather not having like not split shifts, but like work on, day off the next day, then work on again. Can't relax. Sometimes you need a bit of when you get older, you need a bit of a day to kind of clear your head. But fuck, I forgot. Yesterday after work, after the cafe, I did for karma thing on one of my subreddits, and I forgot to double check before I went to sleep. And this morning, I did check if it's still up there. It hasn't, the whole thing didn't get shadow banned and stuff, but I did check it once, and it did give me some karma points. So it's about 16 as of today, is recording this. It's about 16 days old. So, but now I got one more floating around one more subreddit account that I've created, but I haven't kind of done anything with it. So tomorrow, hopefully I can start fucking looking into it. But also, I started writing back Junkie Notes Volume 10, which I might work on tonight. It feels like I've been having writer's block as well. So this week, particularly this previous week, I just kind of kept it a little bit more relaxed and not... Sometimes you need to do like... The creative juices need to be kind of put on hold for a bit. Right? And to be honest now, I couldn't be fucked editing something. I was thinking about maybe I should edit something, but... yesterday, but I couldn't be fucked doing it, so... Like a vlog. But I didn't do it, but I regret not doing it. But anyway, so I started doing Junkie Notes Volume 10. But... So hopefully I can... It's going to be a while before it comes out. But hopefully I can kind of like... do some more technical stuff with it. Now I have been thinking after I've written this and put it out there to do something a little bit different. But who knows? But Also, the non-fiction articles things that I've been putting out. Like last night, I felt really physically tired for some reason too. But anyway, so I'm trying to get back into researching as I write and go and continue. There's a saying in the kitchen when you work in kitchens, like professional kitchens, like clean as you go. I've got to research as I go. Um, so I'm thinking of getting into one of the reasons I've had like sort of like that blocking, that needed rest and stuff. I've been just writing off the top of my head, trying to practice my recall instead. But I think that's coming. I need to put that sort of skill on the side. But so today I'll be getting off at 2 o'clock, pretty much guaranteed. But last weekend was really bad service. It was so short staffed, and well, anyway, what's going to happen is hopefully today's going to be alright because yeah, so that's my mate. Shy, a little Connor. Anyway, hopefully I'll be getting an early mode today. Because Sam, the guy he fills in for the managers and stuff, he always does that, just sends me home. But, what else can I say? I posted a new film ad last night, so despite the issues with Reddit, I've been still trying to create stuff. Eh? Hello, how's it going? But I haven't checked my emails for that, so this past week's been incredibly boring for me. But really boring. But no, don't worry about it. But okay, I just want this day, the work day to be over. But it's fucking wind too. So about the wind too. So I'm going for my walk, and I just saw one of the trees fell over. We did have a storm, so fucking hell, look at that. That's people coming. Yeah, it's another one too. Look at that. Okay, hell. That one fell too, fuck. It was a storm last night. I am back here again to talk. Oh. So I'm back trying this again at Clontarf, but I don't want to look a fucking weirdo, so I'm trying to cover this shit up. So feel a little bit exposed this time. I don't know why. A little uncomfortable, but yep. Doing right. Yeah. So I am a little bit thrown off, like last time. So I guess I'm doing like a self-inventory thing at the moment. So I got a notepad and this stuff. And I did bring my Bible with me again. But I'm actually doing a good job actually, not all the time, but from time to time looking at this notepad, I just write bullet points down and things that I'd need to work on. But somewhat better at it. I was thinking of other spots to come to, but I just thought of this and came down. I gotta take a piss too soon, but so give it another training, hour and a half. Do my best to sit down and talk. Right. It's really peaceful around here. Hang on. So I'm just here to clear my head and talk about things. Communication. So, communication. Feels like my communication lately hasn't been the best. Oh, the fucking wind. Spilled water on me. When I was packing this stuff in the car, I spilled a bunch of water on me. It's really annoying. And I don't know why I parked at the place I parked, but there's like two dudes sitting there. No. Yeah. But I just had this rageful feeling of like I've done something wrong, like an hour ago or something. So I thought it was the right thing to do, just to come down and chill out. There's 8 people like in the car, right, like, almost directly across from me. I feel too embarrassed to talk to the camera. Feels like it's too windy, which is a bit of a shame. See, our photo was, oh, it's still, but it's not. So the wind's coming and going, but it's, who knows. I'm not too sure if the guys in the park next to me are gone, but it looks like I might have to sit in the car. But I could just move, but still. Yeah, I should move actually. I'll do that. Well, there's no wind around here, but the thing is, it's going to keep coming and going, so I don't want to, but it looks like I'm going to have to go in the car and talk. But Lord knows I try, so I get a little bit of footage out since there's no wind and shit, but you know, have a cigarette, so fucking car. So this like footage of me not being in the car. Take out these, there's 4 of them, rowboats or whatever. Surf, it's for the surf, I know that. I forgot the technical name. But people with their yachts over there. So, but I'll go back in the car, and when I do, I try to talk properly while I'm like here and shit. But I think the wind's just gonna be on and off. Fucking. But so. Yeah, the wind's gonna come and that's traffic. Look, hang on, car coming. Of course, somebody like has to park like right next to me. Oh, hang on, they're turning around. That's what he's doing. But, okay. So, where is it? Sorry, I tried to make. I didn't think this. Like, I wanted to vlog, but clearly I didn't pick a location for it. So like the last few times, I've been just trying to sit and vlog and talk to the camera a bit. So about 6 o'clock already. About an hour and a half ago, I just had this sense of guilt. I was like, I'm doing the wrong thing. I've kind of like not old habit. I guess old habits, but just little things have started to creep back in. So I think I'm trying to use this time to refresh and try to reinforce like hey, you got to do the right thing. So what I thought I'll calm down is talk to the camera. I'll talk about things that I might be doing wrong and right and wrong, but and this kind of I had a phone conversation about somebody from work. Nothing. I'm not in trouble or anything, but I just feels like I'm doing the wrong thing again. Not using my time properly. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm not going to get much out of it. So the reason why I'm writing the notepads, just in case if I think of something. No, I found a lighter as well. Shit. And when the wind was blowing, I wrote to be a bit organised as well. Again, feels like I can do that a bit better. In terms of reinforcing my character. Reinforce character. Handle people better myself. Like, what am I doing? All this kind of stuff. So. Also, the kookaburra. I can see it again. Fucking hell, it's just... There's like a little trailer just where I'm sitting at. He's like sitting on the trailer. So... But I think I just needed to do that, just to stop for a few minutes. Collect myself. Kings. I'll try to read the Bible a bit better. The first book of Kings. So what's this one about? The first book of Kings continue the history of the Israeli monarch. Began in the books of Samuel. Divided into 3 parts. Success from Solomon as the king of Israel and Judah, and his death of his father David. The reign of achievements in Solomon, especially the trustworthy building of the temple in Jerusalem. The divisions of the northern and southern kingdom stories ruled them down in the middle of the 9th century BC. The book of Kings ruled and judged according to his loyalty to God. By the way, this reminds me, I didn't know this, but the Forbidden Knowledge guy, Billy Carson, I think I've seen 2 of them only. I don't know if he's done any more, but with Terrence Howard. So if you're watching that, check them out. Anyway, Billy Carson made a good point. I don't know if it's a good point. I just shouldn't say that, but he pointed it out that in the Bible, the devil didn't kill anyone, but God did. So I wonder if you're watching this. Do you know 2 things? If go watch those podcasts with Terrence Howard and the Forbidden Billy Carson. So, and also if that point's true or not. Anyway, so King David at his old age. King David is now very an old man. All his servants covered him with blankets that he could not keep warm. What? His officials said to him, Your Majesty, let us find a one woman to stay with and take care of you. She will lie close to you and keep you warm. A search was made all over Israel for a beautiful young woman, and in Sinim they found such a woman named Abishag. So sorry, and brought her to the king. She was beautiful and waited on the king and took care of him, but he did not have intercourse with her. Okay, so they did have to point that out, and it did seem soft leading up to that verse 4. So now Absalom was dead, as did Jonah, son of David, and Haggith, the oldest surviving son, a very handsome man. David never reprimanded him about anything. He was ambitious to be king. He provided for himself chariots, horses. He talked with Job, the mother of Okay, I can't read these these names, okay? Zadok, the priest, Ben-Hiah, son of Nathan, well, that's a name. The prophet. Ray, David's bodyguard. The general offered this. I can't read these names. Reading them's one thing, but I cannot pronounce them. I can't. Anyway, I'll try to see if I can read chapter 2. Apparently it's like David's last instructions to Solomon. When David was about to die, he was called his son Solomon and said his last instructions. My time to die is to come. Be confident and determined. Do what your Lord God orders you. Obey his laws and commands. It was written in the law of Moses. So wherever you go, you may prosper in everything that you do. If you obey him, the Lord will keep the promise, and he will make what he told my descendants would rule Israel. As long as they were careful to obey his commands faithfully with all their heart and soul. There is something else. You remember that Job did to me by killing the 2 commanders of Israel armies, Abner's son, Ner, and Asma, son of Jeeth. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce these words. You remember the Lord followed instructions of his father David, but also slaughtered animals and offered them to sacrifice to various altars. On occasion, he went. Am I still reading chapter? Oh, I missed something. Oh, Shiza. Okay. You remember how you murdered them in time and paid some revenge for the deaths because there was time to war. He killed an innocent man, and now I bear responsibility for what he did. I suffer the consequences. You know what to do. You must not let him die. David ordered Solomon to kill some army commanders because they can't die a natural death. So, interesting. That's very interesting. But show kindness to the sons of Barzillai from Gilad and take care of them, because they were kind to me when I was fleeing from your brother Absalom. Well, that's pretty narky, but also take these names. I can't do it. David died and was buried in David's city. King for Israel for 40 years, ruling 7 years in Hebron, 33 in Jerusalem. Solomon succeeded. Rob. I can certainly understand why, particularly if you go through the Old Testaments about royal families and stuff, about why people were studying them and stuff, but they didn't do anything for me, to be honest. I feel really tired. Like, I didn't have enough coffee today too. But I don't know. I think I know one spot, an area of life where I don't think I've been doing writing, and I had that feeling of stop now before it gets, type of thing. And I think that's why I brought the Bible with me. Um, okay, I don't. So well, the reason why I'm picking up one random spot to read it is to help bring in the habit of like just actually reading it. So, and I've done it a while ago when I was talking to that girl. Who knows? Okay, Jeremiah 52. Zitka, 21 years old. I don't know how to, like, that's the thing. That's another reason I need to be with somebody. I can just read the Bible. I've got this one YouTube channel I'll actually like watching. Because old scripture radio. He'll read the Bible and just, in a very casual way, and just make his own remarks and comments to it. I got another one called Clarence Hardin. Which I don't mind. He's a little bit more formal, but same sort of thing. Um, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna put my phone on the charger. I'm gonna organise myself with a few things. Have something to eat while it charges. Then I'm gonna look over a few things. And maybe I'll start adding more to that. I don't know. So I might even I don't know. That feeling that I just had a couple of hours ago freaked the fuck out of me, so I think I just needed a moment to come down and just sit. I don't have anything to talk about at all. Nothing. I don't know what it is, but I've been having writing wise, I have not been motivated. Um, hang on. Hang on, actually. Oh, I was just watching something. Far out. Lives of TikTok. What the fuck? So, okay, breaking insurrection happening right now in the Senate building. Pro-Palestinian protesters. Far out. Hang on. I'll show what I was just... Hang on. Lives of TikTok. So this is the Lives of TikTok Instagram page. And I was just watching that one, look. Just watch. Coming through. And then everyone starts fucking taking their shirts off. Look at that. How cool. That's actually pretty... what's the... Not... No, I can hell. But they described an insurrection right there. Fund. So here comes the cops. Fucking hell. Not everyone's wearing that orange, no, not the orange, red shirt. Cops trying to break it up. Fucking hell. It's witty, I'll give it that. Fucking hell. Oh, look at that, there's more on the things, the rafters, whatever. I tell you what, I'm really conflicted about that sort of subject. I really don't know enough. I don't know. I do have sound, but earphones only though. No speakers. Really don't have much to say, to be honest. I don't know why. But look a bit of RFK. RFK Jr. Addiction. He's an ex-heroin addict. Got sober months before brother David died. RFK Jr. was my drug dealer. What the fuck? I know his family didn't want to go into like Republics and stuff, but no, I'm not going to talk about it. Probably shouldn't, because I know YouTube's funny about their guidelines now. No. Oh, what should I look at? Get a video from my brother-in-law in the kitchen. Virginia, Marvel is dead. Tucker Carlson. Life is a pimp. What can I show them? We got fired over TikTok videos. Matt Kim X. 4 hours? What the fuck? Dragged off the set. Okay, I doubt that. He tried to pay me off. This is ultra based. Since I was just talking to RFK. No, I don't want. Channel. I know he's got his own YouTube channel, but let's see what he. Let's make America healthy again. Okay, shorts. Let's see what he has in his shorts. It's night time, so. Mason got it. She's a really good writer. That one. A couple other books too. Edith Wharton. Got this one. I also got that one. Looking forward to reading that. I also just finished reading a James Baldwin read. Well, fucking that one's heavy. So, really heavy to be honest, but fucking thirsty now. No. Awesome. Manly Whinging. There's a Facebook page called Manly Whinging. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to have to click on their Facebook page. I have no idea what to do, to be honest. Right. Okay. Now let's look at some conspiracy theories. I don't know if I've got any other notebooks, but... Oh, another one. That one I've got. Agatha Christie I've got. Oh, I still haven't read that. I don't know if I should. Oh, fuck, look at that. That's gonna be one. Shredder's Guns. So what? It's probably American, but... Okay, so... Unknown conspiracy theories. 21 of the best conspiracy theories. Understanding the strange world, complete list of conspiracy theories. I'm drinking green tea too. Yeah. Paul is dead. I've not heard of that one. Oh, okay. Paul McCartney. Oh, okay. So this is Time magazine. And most of the fucking thingamabob, I've heard of it. Misconception theories. Alright, I googled unknown conspiracy theories. 5G to Meghan Markle. Read that one. People have been puzzled why overwhelming evidence to the contrary, a small minority still believe in an alternative truth. Development and psychologists have found that feedback and hard evidence boost people's sense of certainty. You know, I want to look at sovereign citizens. I want to check that out. Sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizens. Of course, I have to go to the Wikipedia part. See what happens. It's, okay, so Self-Cid movement, or Self-Cids, is a loose group of anti-government activists. I can see that. Litigants, tax protesters, financial scammers, conspiracy theorists. Mainly in the US, sovereign citizens have this own persuasive belief system, misinterpretations of common law, which I kind of get, subject to any government statute unless they consent to them. That's, yeah, okay. Consenting the government. So the movement appeared in the US in the early 70s, expanded to the other countries, similar to the Freeman and Land movement emerged in the 2000s. Canada spread into the Commonwealth countries such as Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Oh, I've never heard of the Freeman. I'll text my mate John about that. Freeman Land movement. There was John. Have you heard of the Freeman Land movement? So I just texted John. See what happens. Sovereign citizens phenomenon is one of the main contemporary sources of pseudo law. Sovereign citizens believe that courts have no jurisdiction over people. These basis bills as they want to pay loopholes, immune to the government laws and regulations. They also regard forms of tax actions as Legitimately check social security numbers, driver's license, vehicle registrations. The movement of financial. Most schemes promote avoiding taxes, ignoring laws, or extract money from the government. Yeah, I can see that. People using that sort of movement as a thing. Okay, the movement can be traced back to the American far-right groups, of course. Posse Comitatus, Constellation, the Ring of the Militia movement. As a widespread, of course. I don't know about. I'm looking at the racism part of it. Bank fraud. Freeman. So origin, okay, the sovereignty is a combination of social movement originated from a combination of tax protested ideas and radical races. Radical and racist anti-government 60s and 70s of the Busrado law, which existed in the US since the 1950s, believed illegitimately out the federal tax. The concept of sovereign city was denied and appeared in 1971 within the Posse Comitatus teaching the Christian identity minister. Okay, income tax. Okay, it's just to reject not to pay tax and Jewish control of the US. The roots of the sovereign citizen movement was strongly associated with widespread. I don't know, so, but legal cases development. Again, the 80s, Gordon, former. So, Cal considered the not illegitimate after Cal was killed in 19 shootout with law enforcement, considered as a martyr in the movement, of course. Oh, I can't read this shit out loud, spread. Internet, yeah, of course the internet helped spread the message to it. Winston Shot, who one influential American guru who helped spread the sovereign city ideology abroad was Winston Shroud. I've not heard of him, which was banned in the colony. And okay, I gotta. I'm only checking this out because of my libertarian views on stuff. Yep. Prominent tax dodger. Judge and tax dodger. Redemption movement. Sovereign citizen tax protester. Okay, redemption movement. There's a Wikipedia page for that. So in Canada, sovereign citizens' beliefs mixed with local tax protester concepts gave birth to 2000s offshoot to the freedom land movement. Mortgage. Where's the Australian part? QAnon movements. Yeah, I know a lot. That's why I heard of it. We got caught up in QAnon stuff. Government responses, denominations and symbols. Natural. Okay, is there other persuaders to it? Constitutionalists, framing, natural people, living people, private persons seeking the truth, living on the land, American national. Yeah. Oh, that's John replying to my message. I'm sure there's some fucking, like, I can see why people are getting caught up in that shit. And I am reading Wikipedia, so I don't know how truthful that stuff was. Dual personas. Solicited. One recurring idea, citizen ideology. This individual has two personas, one of flesh and blood, and the other is a separate, secret, legal personality called straw man. Credited each person's birth, subject to government. The social system is possible to associate from one straw man, but it uses it. What the fuck? Of course, international banks, freedom of movement, Allah, human tactics, traffic law, dealing with the cops, really. Documents and formalities. David's own brother, shown in irregular identity. Citizen of heaven. How can you do like Robert? Time is it anyway? False lands and harassment tactics. How would you do that? Immunity from wars, strawman theory, redemption schemes. Oh my! I got issues with groups outside the US. Okay, since it's mentioned Australia, Canada, yeah, Commonwealth countries. Around Australia, okay. So far, it says here it can be traced back to the 90s, then a resurgence in 2000s. Communist freeman, land of movement, climate denier, political activist Malcolm Roberts, never heard of him. Later elected, right later. From the 2010s, Grant Freeman targeted Indigenous Australians using tribes like Sovereign Parliament. Oh no, of course someone else was going to do that. I found him. He's produced a YouTube video speaking about common law. Freeman believes, appealing to other Aboriginal people. Land rights movements, of course. So he says Mark has produced YouTube videos. Let's have a look to see if they're still up there. Okay, let's go into YouTube. Apparently some appealing to Aboriginals in Australia about it. Okay. Oh. He was a tent embassy activist. Most innovative merchant service solutions. One stage he was Aussie sovereign citizens. Oh, okay, this part 2. CPAC 9 day. Oh yeah. Still get a pull in views, but yeah, but I haven't checked these guys. No job, no heart. Alright, check this out. Tesla. Okay. I might actually found a decent YouTube channel, Australian one. I'm gonna send this to John. A YouTube channel that's a bit fringe thinking. Oh, well, I need a coffee. Jimmy James. Who the fuck's Jimmy James? Oh, he's replying. Just James. I like his profile. Yeah. That has a impact, but groups. Embassy of Heaven. Violent incidents. Bundy standoff. Montana Freeman. Individuals. I wonder if any of them still alive. Concepts. Dead in fact individual. No. Maybe I should live with the grid one day. One day. Nothing's happening at the moment. No. The best. People looking there. Why are people being white? Ew. Oh, stop too long. I'd love to go to Rome one day. Where else would I like to go? Who knows? Oh fuck, I forgot to check the Reddit stuff. Sydney psychics charged with fraud and tarot cards crystal balls seized by police. That'll be right. No. Okay, it's still up there running. Anyway. So, I don't know if the last few minutes have made any sort of sense, but anyway, so I just want to give you like a brief simplification of what I kind of felt earlier today. A moment of clarity just kind of like reinforced to drop with like a bad habit, and I just wanted to do the right thing. So, in one way, it's kind of good that I, kept it chill. Relax, restart. So, it's hard changing your life, breaking all the bad habits and stuff of that nature. It's when you're on the path to the bad track, it's bad habit, bad habit, bad habit. But when you want to break that, when you want a better life, it's letting go of bad habits. So. Takes fucking time, tell you that. But if I breathe and, let go. Hopefully it'll be slowly build up and take my time with it. Who knows? Who knows what the future will have? Um, who knows? I don't know if it made any sort of sense, but fucking hell. Coffee and green tea. Got my smokes in my pocket. Well, so I've been trying to go for a jog. That's my favourite walking route. It's not that I haven't been making an effort, not wanting to, but it just feels like my body doesn't have the energy levels for some reason. I have changed my time. I've changed it, instead of going at 2 p.m, it's now at 3 p.m. I start exercising, so it could be that, but knows there. But so I just thought I'd put that on camera. So yeah, but at least I'm making the effort to exercise and put it like that. So Instagram. So it's Friday. I got here and I'm clearly going to work. I didn't bring a book. I did have the time to kind of read, but I didn't bring one. So I spent the last hour or so just quiet, keeping myself. Reflecting. I'm still got that feeling that I've got of like doing the wrong thing and I'm getting caught out. So I'm trying to run with that feeling and try to take it okay. Use it as a chance to grow. I don't know if that's making any sort of sense for anyone, but that's how I'm feeling. So I've going over my head at the moment. I haven't written anything down, but of the areas I feel guilty about, the areas I've got to start changing and looking into, things of that nature. That makes sense. I'm not going to say publicly, but what? I thought these cars have like fines on them, but it's like a notification. Looks like there's construction going on. They're asking cars not to park on the street. But anyway, so I know not like you can sort of sense, but it's like a little feeling entering my soul. Like, here's the areas that you need to change in and reflect. And it's like the thing is, I'm almost 12 years into recovery. Even though I've overall changed for the better, there's very acute, minute areas I'm still kind of like acting out the same. And I kind of know better. And that's where I want to fucking change. So I got to follow through, but sometimes things just take time. So, but I know there's one area could come back to haunt me, but if I kind of cut it out, I got a feeling if I kind of like somewhat cut it out, nothing's gonna happen to me. But I don't know. Maybe that's a false belief. But I will see what happens though. But anyway, it's Friday. My roster changed. I got the day off tomorrow from the cafe, so I'll be doing a couple meetings tomorrow. But last night I went to a meeting which was quite interesting. Not interesting, but who knows?